So for acid-base balance, we looked at the chemical buffer systems, all three of them that work very rapidly. So in this video, we'll look at the last two, the respiratory centers and the renal mechanisms. So the respiratory and renal systems are physiological buffering systems, work on the entire body pH opposed to just in its local area. So if they're physiological buffering systems, they're going to act more slowly. They take more time to kick in, but they're going to have a greater buffering power when they do take effect. So with respiratory regulation of hydrogen ions, your respiratory system, like we've learned already, eliminates carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is actually an acid. So when you have carbon dioxide in your fluid, like in your blood, for example, or extracellular fluid, your carbon dioxide, when it combines with water, gives us carbonic acid, and carbonic acid can dissociate. It's a weak acid, so some of it will dissociate into hydrogen ions and the bicarbonate ion. So carbon dioxide in our extracellular fluid is basically an acid because we're going to have hydrogen ions released because of this reaction. So more carbon dioxide, the more acidic our fluid, like the blood, is. So rising carbon dioxide or hydrogen ion levels, because they're intimately related, in blood stimulates increased respiratory rate. So if pH is rising, we want to get more of this out and breathe heavier to eliminate more carbon dioxide so we have less hydrogen ions. So the respiratory system impairment causes an acid-base imbalance now. So hypoventilation, breathing shallower and breathing less rapidly, now we're going to have respiratory acidosis. Acidosis because we're not releasing as much carbon dioxide as we should, therefore we have more hydrogen ions than we should. And just the opposite, hyperventilation causes respiratory alkalosis because we're getting rid of too much carbon dioxide, which means we don't have enough hydrogen ions in solution, which raises our pH and goes to the alkalosis end. So our chemical buffers from last video can't eliminate excess acids or bases from the body. They're just converting them. Our lungs, last slide, eliminate volatile carbonic acid, that's gaseous form of carbonic acid, by eliminating carbon dioxide as we breathe out. But renal regulation, or our kidneys, eliminate fixed or non-volatile, non-gaseous acids produced by those mechanisms we saw earlier on, a video or two ago, of metabolism, like phosphoric acid, uric acid, lactic acid, ketones from breakdown of fats. So these non-volatile or fixed acids can be removed from the kidney to prevent metabolic acidosis. So the kidneys also regulate blood levels of alkaline substances as well and renew chemical buffers. So let's see how over here. The kidneys can regulate acid base by adjusting the amount of bicarbonate. Right? We know how important bicarbonate is from our chemical buffers. So it can adjust that level by either conserving it or excreting it. Pretty simply, right? That's what kidneys do. They either reabsorb to conserve or excrete to eliminate. So when the kidneys reabsorb the bicarbonate ion, it's the same thing as losing a hydrogen ion, because to reabsorb a bicarbonate, kidney has to secrete hydrogen ions. So secreting a hydrogen ion means there's less of them in our fluids, and thereby it will raise the pH because acids are being eliminated. And just the opposite, excreting bicarbonate ion is the same as gaining a hydrogen ion because they have to be swapped. So getting rid of the bicarbonate ion and gaining hydrogen ions makes our fluid more acidic, because the more of these there are, of course, the more acidic the solution is. So to excrete excess bicarbonate, the kidney must retain, right, not excrete, the hydrogen ion.